I'm joined now by Dusty Vinson. He is a resident and city council member for Dawson Springs, Kentucky, which is one of the locations that was hit hard by these tornadoes. Dusty, first of all, thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to speak with us. But we want to hear your story and the stories of the people who are in your community right now. How are you doing?
Myself and my family, we're doing pretty well considering everything around us. Our house was spared. None of our family was hurt. I had some minor damage, but I look out my front door and just down the street, everything's gone. Literally, the neighborhoods I grew up in all my life, completely gone. There's nothing.
I mean, seeing that and walking outside of your door, it's now been a week since the tornado came through. Probably hasn't gotten easier to see that.
No, a little bit, because there's so much support and help here, and being able to process it each day is helping some. But no, it's not easy, and it's not going to be easy. For me, it won't be easy forever. It's always going to be hard.
If you can, just try to take yourself back to that night. What happened?
Well, of course, we knew there was a warning, and little Dawson, all my life, and anybody that's ever lived here can tell you, we've always just kind of dismissed it like it's not going to hit us, which was, now we realize we should have never thought that way. But we knew that if one ever got to us, it was going to take us out. And it sure enough took more than half of us out. But, the warning came in, and then my sister-in-law and her boyfriend and their dog, they came over. They live right next to us. And then the neighbor, a girl down the street, she was looking for shelter, and her baby, we had them come in because when it hit hard and it hit quick. And so you got the siren going off, and all of a sudden you got this silence. And then you feel the pressure, and then you hear what they call a freight train. Well, it's more like being underneath the freight train. And so we're all huddled in my hallway, and you just hear the roar. Everybody's kind of panicking, of course. I got two daughters, 15 and 8-year-old, and my wife. And so we're all just kind of freaking out. And all I knew to do was pray. Started praying hard and loud. And I honestly, I can't tell you how many minutes went by before the roar subsided some. It felt like forever. But we finally, it kind of eased up, and we still didn't know which side this thing was on us, or if it was still coming right at us. So it finally calms down a little bit, but you can still feel it and hear it. And enough time went by where we was able to open the front door. And of course, all my porch windows were blown out. Wind's going crazy, rain's going crazy, complete darkness. And at this point, we don't know what's damaged, what's not. Like I said, we don't know which way it's going. And then after that, it was a long night. We were up pretty much. I couldn't get a hold of my mother. She lives outside of town. Tried to get out there with a friend, couldn't get through. There was too much debris everywhere. I wasn't even able to go check on her until the morning hours. And luckily, where this thing came in outside of town, it came right by her too. It destroyed everything down the road from her and spared her too. So we were blessed that it didn't do anything to her and her house as well. So.
Wow. Those prayers were definitely heard that night. Like you said, you were spared, but so many people were not. We had 74 people who were killed just in Kentucky because of these tornadoes, and neighborhoods and communities like your own completely uprooted. Like I said in the beginning, you're a city council member, so you're a leader in this town. What's it been like trying to lead during this time?
Well, honestly, there's not a place this small, and with the response and the help here, you kind of have to take a back seat to the bigger help. We're supposed to have a council meeting next week. I don't know if that's going to happen at this point, but you got FEMA, you got the National Guard and all this in here. And as much as you want to step in and try to lead like you're supposed to, you kind of have to take a back seat to that and just wait it out. And then honestly, there's not a lot I could do at the moment other than get out here and be helpful with cleanup or go help organize it at these different places that are gathering donations. But, you feel helpless really, because, when you live here all your life and you try to be a part of the leadership, and something like this happens, you feel like people who turn to you, they reach out to you, and sometimes you don't even know what to tell them. So it's been hard to try to figure that part out anyway.
Well, yeah, because I know a lot of people who are going to be watching this today and through the weekend as well. want to know how they can help out. Whenever we hear of these natural disasters that happen, we feel helpless from across the country. Do you have recommendations on ways people can help?
Well, I mean, there's an abundance of stuff here as far as clothing and food, and all those things are here, and there's a lot of people here as well. But I mean, as far as what other people can do, pray for us for sure. Don't stop praying for us, because we're going to need that. Everybody needs that all the time anyway. But just if you have any means to send anything in, whether it be clothing items, personal hygiene items, medicines, just whatever you can get here. But I mean, like I said, there is an abundance of it, so much so that some places they're having to tone it down so they can just get organized.
Well, that's good news on that front, being oversaturated on that end. Dusty, I don't want to put you on the spot, but any way that you could kind of walk us around possibly your house and maybe your neighborhood and just show us what's going on there?
I can, yeah, it's been raining all day, which that doesn't help. It kind of hinders the progress too. I can kind of give you an idea. I need to turn my camera on, right? Or, well, I guess I could just do it this way. Uh-oh. Sorry, you still there?
Yep, we got you.
So see, if you can see kind of behind me in my house, pretty well untouched. My sister-in-law's place over there behind us, but when you turn around, come out to the street just a little bit. I don't know if you can see anything back there, but there's not much to see. It's pretty well gone. I could just walk down to the stop sign, try to give you a better look at some of the damage where this thing came. This is where it literally came into town. It took out this apartment complex over here, which I've lived in these apartments numerous times in my life, from being a baby to being a youth. And it's just gone. All of it's just gone.
And Dusty, I imagine this is a pretty close-knit community. Like you said, you've lived there your entire life.
Yeah, when things like this happen, everybody comes together and pulls together regardless of anything else. I'm going to try to walk down just a little bit farther so I can give you a real good idea of how much is gone.
Yeah. And we know that the weather hasn't been great either, right?
No, it started raining yesterday and it's even worse today. I don't know if you can see any of the debris as I'm walking by.
Yep.
I'll get over here where I have a clearing. You'll really be able to see. And this is just one part of it. Like I said, this is where it came in. And then after this, just complete devastation. I'm almost to a clearing. I'll give you a good shot of the apartment complex that got wiped out.
And even the power poles, you can see some of those are knocked over. So has power been out too?
Yeah, I've actually got my power back, believe it or not. My sister-in-law has her power back, and another neighbor behind her has his, but we have a few neighbors that still don't have theirs. Can you see any of that over there?
We can see all of it. Dusty, you're doing a great job. Thank you so much for showing us around your neighborhood. This does put things into perspective because, like I said before we started talking, it's easy to say, hey, this has happened in this place in the country, but to hear your story and to hear the stories of those in your community, it does definitely humanize it and show what you guys are dealing with there on the ground.
If you kind of see over that way, that's the apartment complex, and there's literally nothing much left of it at all.
Yeah. If you can tilt your camera down just a little bit, give us yeah. Man. Well, Dusty, any last thoughts, anything else, a message that you want to give to the country right now, to kind of give them idea of what you and so many other Kentucky residents are going through?
Well, first, thanks to everybody, every organization that's in here doing everything they can to help us out. That means a lot to us. We're a strong bunch of people. As this brings you to your knees, but we all help each other get back up and we keep fighting. But yeah, to the world and those that are praying for us, thank you. Keep doing it. Going to need it for a long time to come. you find points where you don't have nothing else to say. You don't know what else to say. So
Yeah.
got to get to work and move on the best you can. So
Dawson Springs, Kentucky. Obviously, you heard how you can be helping out, and we're going to continue to be telling these stories here on Live Now from Fox of the people who are actually directly affected by it. So Dusty will be thinking about you guys and definitely praying for you.
Thank you so much.